And welcome back to the Hot Lap F1 news today. Yes, qualifying has been and gone now for the Zandvoort Grand Prix. And, well, news was happening after qualifying as well, which was just as spectacular as Lando Norris's eventual pole position. And what a monster lap it was. That's pretty much how he's described it, and Zach Brown have described it. McLaren very, very happy. Although Oscar Piastri has come out and, despite qualifying on the second row and in third place, he said himself he's not exactly jumping up and down, which is interesting really, because third you'd normally think for McLaren, really, really good first and third, but I think Piastri thought at least on the front row, but that's where Max Verstappen got. For the first time since Zandvoort's comeback, he has not got pole position. I mean, let's be fair, I don't think he was even born the last time they raced Zandvoort before it came back in 21, but for the first time, he is starting second. He's won 3 out of 3 so far. Let's see what happens. So Kimi Antonelli is set for 2025 Mercedes F1 seat as the Verstappen chase pauses. That's reported by the race. I think everyone's pretty much reporting that now. But yeah. Now, also, Lewis Hamilton out of Q2 and, well, out of his what was a fairly disappointing 12th position because he got a penalty for that incident with Sergio Perez. Somewhat, I don't think I completely agree with the fact that that's been a penalty because other people have got away with arguably more. But there we go. But then his penalty, his 3-place penalty, ended up turning into a 2-place penalty simply because Alexander Albon, oh dear, not particularly very good, really, really unhappy. Something to do with the floor. There was a technical infringement. Williams is quite disappointed. After qualifying 8th, he's been disqualified from qualifying. He's starting from the back. Now, Verstappen, he predicts a very tricky race after, as he's described, his biggest deficit to pole so far. Fact. He said in Q3, I think the first lap wasn't too bad. Then I tried to push it a bit more, but everything just seemed very snappy, very on edge. I would say. But nevertheless, I'm happy to be on the front row. I think after Q1 and Q2, I've never really been in the top 5 region. Of course, I was trying to save tyres a bit because I only had 4 sets, but never really felt that I was in the fight for pole, he said. And then you come out of qualifying on the front row. I think that's okay. I think Max can be smarty because at one point it did look like both McLarens and both Mercedes were really, really going to give Verstappen a bit of difficulty. But alas, there we go. Marco has also come out and said it's an impossible task racing Verstappen because it's impossible to pass at Zandvoort, which I don't think it is. But Marco being Marco. Jack Doohan has come out on this, what we are finding a bit more now about this F1 shootout he faced with Mick Schumacher. And he's described his F1 shootout test against his friend as strange, but insisted he kept it business and, nothing personal. Carlos Sainz, like Lewis Hamilton, had a really disappointing session, and he's pretty much said he paid the price after multiple factors. In short, he was basically saying he didn't have enough experience on those soft tyres. He didn't run them enough in practice, ergo he kind of struggled a lot more than obviously Charles Leclerc did, which is a bit of a shame. So we've already spoken about Alexander Albon, but he's going to be starting from the back as far as we believe. Williams being incredibly disappointed. But what's interesting here is Williams has said they did not dispute the calibration of the FIA measuring system and the measurement of the car, but stated that their own measurements produced different results in relation to why he got disqualified for this technical infringement. That's really, really strange, isn't it? Also, last but not least, Williams are considering replacing Logan Sargent before the Italian Grand Prix because once again he failed to do too much, and this time he failed to even take part in qualifying after a crash. He put his tyre on the grass and whoops a daisy, spun round. There was an epic fire. It was a bit ugly. So there we go. If you want to see more, if you want to be kept up to date with F1 news daily, give us a subscribe. Hit that notification button so you do not miss a video. We will speak to you soon. Stay safe. We're looking forward to what could be a very exciting Dutch Grand Prix.